let's get into it with topic number one. And topic number one today comes to us from Rich Marsden, who writes, "Hi, John. I saw Crazy Rich Asians and I thought it was awesome. I'm Caucasian and went with my wife and thought for sure we'd be one of the only non-Asian couples there. But the theater was packed and I think I only saw 2 or 3 Asian couples. The movie was number 1 at the box office this weekend. Does this sort of settle that audiences will see movies that have people of different ethnicities?" All right, thanks a lot for the question, man, and for sending that in. Yeah, you know what? Here's the thing. Crazy Rich Asians is a nice little romantic comedy. Like, I don't think it's one of the best films of the year. I don't think it's revolutionizing comedies or romantic comedies at all. Narrative-wise, it's a little bit paint by numbers. But you know what? It's charming, it's got some heart, and it's got laughs. And on that level, it completely works. And I realized about 10 or 15 minutes into the movie, I totally forgot the fact that we are seeing an all-Asian cast. That thought completely left my mind after about 5 or 10 minutes. The first scene of the movie is a little grimacing. It's like, okay, yeah, we've seen this before. Come on. And I'm not going to go into what it was. But it's a flashback scene. Whatever. I thought it was poorly executed. But once we got past that scene, which only lasted like 2 or 3 minutes, it became, like I said, a little bit of a paint-by-numbers romantic comedy, but a good one. One that worked. Again, charm, heart, and laughs. They were all there. And I got a kick out of it. And that reflected in the box office when it overperformed its expectations and took in about $25 million at the box office. Here's the top 5 of the box office this weekend. Number 1 was Crazy Rich Asians, taking in $25 million. Number 2 was The Meg, which made $21 million. Number 3 was Mile 22. Don't go see Mile 22. It's not very good. It made $13.6 million. And number 4 was Alpha at $10.5 million. And splitting the number 4 and number 5 spot was Mission Impossible Fallout, which in its 4th week, which also made another $10.5 million. The interesting thing about The Meg here, just as a side note, The Meg has now made over $300 million worldwide. It's at $314 million, which I gotta say is more than I was expecting. I was not expecting The Meg to make that much money. I thought it would come in lower than that. And it looks like The Meg probably at the very minimum is going to break even. And I thought for a long time The Meg was going to cost the studio a lot of money. I thought The Meg was going to be a big money loser. But anyway, so it's climbing up there. It looks like it's at least going to break even, maybe even make a little bit of money. But getting back to Crazy Rich Asians. Nice little comedy. Takes number 1 at the box office. Does this settle the myth or the stigma that general white America won't go see a movie unless it's a white Caucasian in the lead? Well, I don't know that a $25 million opening settles the debate. Like, yes, it was number 1. Yes, it overperformed. All that kind of stuff. I don't know that a $25 million opening settles that argument. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, if it opened at $90 million, $105 million, that settles the argument. For sure, it's done. That settles it. But I don't think it does. But I do think it is at least anecdotal of the idea that, you know what? You can have movies with Asian characters in the lead, with Indian characters in the lead, with whatever characters in the lead, and if the movie works and is executed well, it can succeed. If it's promoted properly, marketed right, and made and executed with a degree of quality, it can, not necessarily will, but it can succeed and do well and enjoy success. And that's what we're seeing with Crazy Rich Asians. Now, of course, it doesn't hurt the fact that Crazy Rich Asians has some big-name Asian stars, whether it's Constance Wu, who's got her hit show Fresh Off the Boat, the divine, immortal goddess known as Michelle Yeoh, who's great in everything, but she's great in this, and she's great in Star Trek Discovery as well. Of course, they made sure in the marketing to put a very familiar face with Ken Jeong. So Ken Jeong's in all, and Ken Jeong's really funny in the movie too, by the way. He doesn't have a huge role, but it's significant, and he's quite funny when he's on screen. But so yeah, they made sure they got some of the more recognizable Asian stars that the industry has to offer right now. And all that's true. But I got to tell you, my experience was similar to yours. When Ann and I went to go see Crazy Rich Asians, it was a full theater. Literally, I also only saw 2 other Asian couples. Well, I'm a mixed Asian couple, but I only saw 2 Asian couples besides Ann and myself. Just 2. The rest of it was a broad spectrum of Americana was in there just watching and enjoying the film. Again, 25 million doesn't settle the debate, but I think it is one step further of nudging out this myth that, white Americans aren't smart enough to know how to watch a movie without a white American in the lead. Yes, we are. We are intelligent enough. We know how to just enjoy stories, whether it's somebody with the same color tone skin as me, although I am drastically pasty white, but whether it's somebody with the same color skin tone as me or somebody with a different color skin tone, we know how to watch movies and engage them, and I think this will be a step in the right direction. Now, I don't think this means we're going to see now a flood of Asian-led movies, not necessarily, but again, it's one little step. And congratulations to Crazy Rich Asians for the success. All right. Let's move on to topic number 2.